everyone, I'm Julian.
And I'm Janessa. Welcome to Spark Gaming Essentials.
Here's a look at the hottest games coming to stores as we close out the month of February.
Super Mario 3D World was originally released in 2013 for the Wii U with critical acclaim, receiving scores like 93 on Metacritic and becoming the second best-selling game on the system. So it makes sense why Nintendo would want to port this well-loved game to Nintendo Switch. But this 2-in-1 title is so much more than just a port. It's been given some fine-tuning, additional features, and a brand new standalone experience called Bowser's Fury. More on that later. For anyone who isn't familiar, Super Mario 3D World takes the 2D level platforming that the classic Nintendo game is known for and gives it a 1-up, allowing the player to free roam in 3D space, which allows for a lot more creativity in movement and gameplay. You'll also be able to use the Super Bell, which turns Mario into Cat Mario, where he can now climb, scratch, and pounce his way through the course. The Switch version of the game adds online multiplayer, amiibo power-ups, the ability to take screenshots of your favorite moments, and adds 4-player co-op to the Captain Toad levels. But what I'm excited about for this release is Bowser's Fury, because Bowser's the best, and you get to see him as this giant kaiju version of himself. In the standalone campaign, Mario ends up in Lake Lapcat, where everything is cats. Basically, this is what my dreams look like. Mario teams up with Bowser Jr., which can be controlled by a second player, because even Bowser's own son knows that he's gone a little wonky. Explore Lake Lapcat to collect cat shrines, so Mario can use the Giga Bell to become Giga Cat Mario and fight Fury Bowser. If you liked Mario's free-roaming 3D adventures like Super Mario Odyssey or Galaxy, I know you'll like this game, so you should check it out. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury releases on February 12th for Nintendo Switch.
The Phantom Thieves are back again to steal your heart when Persona 5 Strikers releases February 23rd. The lovable cast of Japanese high schoolers from the smash hit JRPG Persona 5 are teaming up with a few mysterious newcomers to do what typical teenagers do on their summer break. Explore big cities, build lasting bonds of friendship, and fight evil shadow monsters in the metaverse using powerful projections of their psyches. While the game retains the style and soul that Persona 5 was celebrated for, the combat has a new twist. Koei Tecmo co-developed the game and brought aspects of their Musou-style combat from the Dynasty Warriors games with them. That's not to say the turn-based combat from the RPG is totally gone. Persona 5 Strikers allows players to pause the frantic battle against hordes of enemies and plan which character or ability they want to use next. It ramps up the pace of the action while still keeping the strategic elements of the previous game in play. Other familiar combat mechanics like ambushing enemies and setting up all-out attacks return as well. Fans will be delighted to know that Joker and his whole gang are playable right from the start, so you don't have to play 100 hours to see all your JRPG friends again. You'll take a road trip with them across Japan to 6 different cities, but it's not all fun in the sun. Something nefarious is brewing, and it's up to you to stop it. This is a game you can't miss if you poured your heart, soul, and all your free time into Persona 5 and/or Persona 5 Royal. It's also a great place to start if you've been curious about the hype surrounding Persona 5, but you weren't sure if the turn-based combat was for you. And if you like seeing Musou combat in different universes, like Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, this is another beloved franchise that's meshed with Koei Tecmo to create something interesting and new. Persona 5 Strikers is out for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch February 23rd.
Our next game is Bravely Default 2, which is not a sequel, but it also kind of is, so let's break it down. First, there was Bravely Default, which released on the Nintendo 3DS, and then its sequel, Bravely Second. But that game didn't really live up to the hype, so now we have Bravely Default 2, which is a new story, new cast of characters, and new world, but is still considered a spiritual sequel, even though it's the third game. But hey, what's more Nintendo than strange naming conventions? Bravely Default 2 is a turn-based RPG where you'll explore 5 different kingdoms of a land called Excellent through the stories of 4 new characters. There's Seth, a sailor who escaped death, Gloria, a princess-turned-refugee, Elvis, a scholar who inherited a mysterious book, and Adele, the mercenary who works for him. As you set out on your adventure and kill bosses, you'll unlock different jobs for your characters to learn, such as Vanguard, Black Mage, and Monk, just to name a few. But what sets the Bravely series apart is the use of their turn-based battle system. You'll have to master the balance between risk and reward by deciding if you'll spend a brave point to unleash extra attacks at the right moments, or use defaults to hold back and bank those points for later use. I'm also happy to report that this game is fully voiced, which can really make or break games like these, especially for me, because I'm too lazy to read. I think you'll enjoy this game if you've played the Bravely games in the past, or if you enjoy turn-based RPGs, think like older Final Fantasy. This game is also produced by the same team as Octopath Traveler, which is considered its sister series. Pick it up on Nintendo Switch when it releases on February 26th.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode and this month.
If you couldn't get enough of us in these short 28 days, you can always head over to the GameStop YouTube channel and check out the Spark playlist.
And if we piqued your interest in a game and you'd like to know more, speak with a guest advisor or check out GameStop.com or head to your console's marketplace. I'm Julian, and you can find me on Twitter and Twitch at HUGUET.
And I'm Janessa. You can find me at Pods of War. Thanks for watching.